Hello, I'm back to do some more of my artist trading cards, and this time I've prepped a little bit so the video won't be quite so long, I think. We'll see. But I've inked 4 of the cards, inked around all the components for those cards as far as I know, and I've just left one undone so that we can work through the first one together step by step, and then I'll just put the others, just glue everything down on the other ones. So I've got my artist trading card, my different components, and I just love these dark blue dragonflies. The first thing I did on the other ones was I inked around the edges of my card, front and back. This is Vintage Photo archival ink. I think the difference is that it won't be affected by water, whereas the distress inks and the distress oxides are very much affected by water, and they actually use that to the advantage of the craft sometimes. So we've got our white background music paper, which is a photocopy of a collage I did using music paper, and then coffee dyed with the grid pattern on the back. And you can check out my coffee dyed video to see more of this and more different textures that I get, visual textures that I get with that. And then the first element I generally put down on these is this quarter piece of this finely die cut circle, and I've been putting them sort of in one corner of the card on the front. And so what I've started to do is I started to do this on my glue page, and then I went, oh geez, I should be doing this on a page I can reuse. So I picked out an ivory piece of paper out of it's actually a dollar store sketchbook, and I thought I'm gonna ink these on this page, and that's going to give me the beginning of a stamp and ink collage. So I want to go over this later with some stamps and maybe some different colors of ink. So I want it to be sort of randomish. We'll get this glued down. Cute little tweezers. They're a lady with sunglasses and blonde hair and a purple outfit. And I just use that to hold this while I glue it. I need to let some air into that. Air is what pushes the glue out. I think it's about time to refill this again. I've been doing a fair bit of gluing with it. It's a small bottle, so I have to refill them quite often, but it does give me the smallest amount of glue. And this is the Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I got it from Michael's in Canada here. It is an acetone base, so when it starts to get clumpy, you can just add a bit of acetone. Not a lot. You don't want it to be too runny. But it becomes stringy after a while, and mine is just starting to get stringy again. So I buy the 100% acetone at either Dollar Tree or Dollarama when I see it. They have some cheap nail polish remover too, but the 100% acetone I find works well. I use a lot of glitter on my nails because I find the colors I want in a solid, but I don't like solid color nail polish. I like it to have some shimmer. So I add a thin layer of the really fine iridescent glitter to it. It just gives it the little bit of something that I like. And then I can build up the layers of glitter too. It's a top coat to give it even more shimmer. I love that. So there's my first piece. And then this little oval, I'm just going to do the edges. This is an oval that I just sort of cut in half on a diagonal. I used one this morning, and I'll use the other one here today, this afternoon. So there, and then the postage stamp, I wanted to pick up the green in the butterfly or the dragonfly. So I'm just going to use my ripple scissors to cut around that. And these give just the finest little detail. It's not the same as a postage stamp, but it gives the impression of a postage stamp. And I've just started a new little container for these tiny little strips. I'm going to do a video soon. One of the things that I did, I had to delete a 3-hour video because it wouldn't upload. I don't know if it was too long or what, or my internet just goes in and out, and it just wouldn't upload to YouTube. But when I do a big crafting session, I usually will start out with something big, like doing a masterboard or whatever, cutting that into tags, and then as I go along through the few hours that I'm working, my projects get smaller and smaller as I try to use up my small scraps. So I'm trying to save up all the teensy weensy little scraps so that when I do that video, I'll have some really small scraps to use in the end. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is something like this arrangement. And I've got this little photo corner. It's one of these sort of dimensional stickers. I thought the green was a nice accent there too. So I think that's pretty much how I want it. Maybe I should try this down here. But I like, oh, maybe I could put that there and have the green in both corners. And then the other thing I could do is, this could be more straight on, but I don't want them cut up. Well, I could cut off one side. That wouldn't bother me. Maybe I will stick with that there. And then I'll do my dragonfly. And I'll do this one this way. This is all vintage photo that I'm using. And I'm just kind of going around the edge. I don't really want the center darkened up too much, but I want those edges that are white to be darkened up. So that's making a nice little collage too. And so then I'll bring back my glue page and make sure this is dark enough for me around the edges first, because you can't really darken the edges once you glue it down. So right around the wings, I just want it a little darker. It deepens the blue. One day I was doing this and I had my nails painted a really pretty soft lilac color, and by the end of the day my thumb was almost brown and the rest of my nails were lilac. It was funny. Anyway, I take my glue stick and give it a good coating on the back side of the dragonfly all over. One thing I've found is this glue stick works well when it's hot out. I want the whole tail, so I'll lay him down first. So I'm gonna let the head be right up on top of that postage stamp too. And then smooth that out. And then I'll cut these off. Set my arm down in that glue. Okay, so, oh, I didn't get that postage stamp glued down yet. I already had this cut out. I thought it was glued down too. Okay, now I'll grab my little mini trimming scissors. Just follow along the edge of the card. This is actually easier to do after it's dry. But I'm not waiting. Yeah, I like that. Don't mind that that goes off the edge at all. Gives it an asymmetrical look that I like. And then this little blue thing might need like a number or something in it. So what have I got for that? Stick this down in the corner. I'll do it here. And then these are little field specimens and so on. This one has a paper clip on the edge. So maybe if I just trim that off. Put that right on the edge of the card and have it overlapping the oval. Looks like something's clipped on there. And then on the back, I've got my Thistledew Creations YouTube logo. And I'll just, how dark is that back side? Yeah, I do want to give that a little bit of ink. And then really darken the edges so that it stands out. This is something that I will cut up a sheet of these and do this while I watch television or sit on the porch. It's harder on the porch if it's windy because these would be all in the neighbor's yard, but that's what I would do to get those done up ahead of time. And then I'll maybe make myself up a little ATC making kit with all the little itty bitty bits. A lot of the time I'm not using quite such small pieces in my art, so I'll have a place where I'll put just the little tiny stuff that will fit on the ATCs. And then give my signature on the back. And that way, whoever I give this to will have my YouTube channel, which is what I'm trying to promote. And then when they go to my YouTube channel, you've got my email address, my Etsy shops, my Facebook pages. It's all there, so you can get in touch with me that way. You can message me through YouTube or get onto my Facebook and message me, or get onto my Etsy and message me. So there's lots of ways to get in touch with me. I like that one. Got a couple more similar ones to do. So the stuff is already prepped for those. So let's put them together real quick. Well, I don't know how quick it'll be, but hopefully less than 45 minutes, which is what the last video was. I think it was even longer. So now I'll do one of these mauve and blue combo ones. Oh, this one I didn't ink the card, sorry. Let's do that super quick. This one has some book page in with the music. I did these like master boards thinking I would make tags out of them, and before I went to cut them up, I said, oh, why don't I make my own printables? I know it's a low-tech way of doing it. Most people are doing it all online, digitally, but I thought, oh, I'm going to do that. And this didn't get inked, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this. Sorry, I told you I had it all prepped, didn't I? I was just wanting to get going on doing this. And my 3-week plan to train myself to use these tweezers. It's Tuesday, June 25th when I'm filming this. Having a nice quiet day at home. I'm on the road for the next 2 days in a row with work, and then taking my dad to a doctor's appointment, which ends up being an all-day thing almost every single time. It's great that we've been able to spend some time together, and in the process we are learning that his health is good. We had some concerns earlier this spring, but he's checked out good, so very happy with that. He turned 80 this year. He's still doing great. So this I want to do something like that. I think I put the stamp is the London Bridge, I think. something, centennial of engineering or something. It's very fuzzy. I don't know if I put that there or put it up here maybe. And then I had this, that can go something like that maybe. And then just that up in the corner. Maybe. Might want a little bit of dark blue somewhere, but let's start by putting this down. Actually, probably could be using tacky glue for this. It's cardstock, going to cardstock. So it's not going to warp it because it's already thick enough. But I've got this out. Line that up at the edge. Put this down. That underneath. Bring the dragonfly to the front. And I'm gluing more than I need to here. Because I just want, actually I could bring it down like that. I'm going to take it just off the edge so that I can cut it off, and that way I know I'm glued right to the edge. And then re-inking it just helps it blend in. My dragonfly is that suitably antiqued. I think I'm just going to cut his tail a little bit shorter. There's a few little dots down there, but I don't think we really need those. I'll just keep that one black dot maybe, or use it as my point. And then just hit that a bit. Doesn't need much. Okay, so I'm going to do the glue stick. I'm overlapping that oval, and then also overlapping that gear or whatever it is, that oval frame. And I just pulled that edge up, so I'll have to give it some more love. I still feel like it needs a little something. I think what I'm going to do is some of this dark blue ribbon, and I wish I had just a small snippet. I'm trying to use up my small snippets, but I don't. So maybe across here, just pulls the darker blues out of that. So I'm going to angle the end. To me, a ribbon is not properly done unless its end is angled, or ribbon end like a V cut. You would think I would need small scissors for that, but this very hard to cut. There. So I'll put that like that. and having it end about here, going the same way. Put that back in my ribbon jar. And rather than try to hold this, I'm just going to lay it down here. Not sure if I'm in screen. Yep. The other thing that I do keep close by is a little needle. I gotta put some brighter thread on it, just for when I need to make sure that my nozzle isn't clogged. And then I just wipe it off every time. I have it sticking to a magnet where I keep my pens and stuff. There, we got a nice bead of glue coming out now. Just a drop on that tip, and then place that just along the edge there, the bottom edge. And I find that this glue really sticks it down well. Once it's dry, it's nicely stuck. And I love that little touch of blue there. So I'll put my label on the back. Just a tiny bit of antiquing because this is lighter. Doesn't need to be as dark, but I do want the edge nice and dark so you can really see my tear lines. I always prefer a torn and antiqued edge for something like this. That's why I'm having trouble even believing that I cut out all those postage stamps with a square edge scissors, just normal scissors. It's not like me to think that that's how it should be. Get the signature. And there's another one. Let's do another one of these dark blue ones. And this one, I think I do have all my pieces properly prepped. So again, we'll start with the cutout piece. And I think I'm going to just grab my tacky glue for the other solid pieces, just to see how that feels. Oh, this is coming out really good right at the moment. The thing I don't like about these little bottles, I like that the little lid is attached so you don't lose it, but it gets in my way sometimes. There's that. Now, which corner do I want to put this in? I think I'll try the other corner on this one. I just don't like them to be too close to identical. That's nice. And then my Aleene's premium quality 3-in-1. No, tacky, original tacky. Put this up in the corner. St. Jonesbury. And this can go down in this corner and or up here. And I'll have him going off the edge on this side. So bring him up and have this down here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll use the glue stick for his wings and body. Make flowers out of those wings. And then this little fella, I'm not sure if he even belongs on here. It may be too much this time for some reason. I had him there before, but I don't think so. I think I might do that. Maybe just a little bit of that ribbon again. Really bring out that dark blue. I have the only fabric that I have that's blue is, I think, too pale. Yeah, that's not quite right. Oh, I know what I do have. Save that for another time. Okay, I think just a little bit of this. So I've already got one end cut. Where do I want to put it? Down here. Across the bottom. Yeah, maybe like that. I'm not sure why I'm having so much trouble cutting this. I'm doing blue and green, remembering the phrase, blue and green should never be seen except in Mama's washing machine. Does anyone remember that saying? I was just talking to another guy about a kitchen, and we were talking about the number 13 and how people had such superstitions. Stepping on a crack and breaking your mama's back, and anything with the number 13 was bad, and all this other stuff. I just wonder if we're losing that or if it's still being passed down from generation to generation. I know I passed some stuff to my son that my mom taught me, but I think that today's generation just thinks differently than we did. I'm gonna put my Thistledew Creations label on there. That's the back side on this one. Coffee dyed quite heavily. Nice little stain there on this one. And darken that edge. I should have had these done too. I thought I had lots done, but I've used them up. Get onto these cards so that when I'm out and about tomorrow and Thursday, I can pass a few out and leave a few laying around so that people can find them. Number 3. All right, about a half an hour, so maybe I'll end it there. The other two that I have are very, very similar, so we'll just leave it at that for this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.